Welcome to a Revolting review. I'm Random Ross, and today I'm reviewing Dracula, the 2020 miniseries. Just having some water there. So, yes, I am reviewing Dracula from the makers of Sherlock. This is created and rewritten by Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat, based on the work by Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by John Campbell, episode 1, episode 2, Damon Thomas, and episode 3, Paul McGuinness. Starring Claes Bang, Danish actor, Dolly Wells, and John Heffernan. So this is, like I said, it's a reimagining, a retelling of Bram Stokers' classic story Dracula, where in the first episode, a nun named Agatha Van Helsing wants to know about Jonathan Harker, why he's gotten so sick and deteriorated, and she tells her about his encounter with Count Dracula, how he's like an old frail man, but then once he starts drinking his blood, slowly regains his youth, and how he weakens and starts to look old and ill. And then episode 2, we're on a boat to England, where Dracula is again taunting Van Helsing and all the ship people, drinking their blood, till eventually they get shipwrecked, and Dracula wakes up 123 years later, from 1897 to 2020, the present day, where in episode 3 he comes across the descendant of Agatha Van Helsing, and also has a lawyer, Ranfield, played by Mark Gatiss, with a little plot hole: Dracula Skyped him. And of course, along the way we get some of the characters. We get Jonathan Harker in this, and then Mina Murray, who set up the Jonathan Harker Foundation to fight against Dracula. And we get in the modern day, we get like a lot of the other characters from the book, including Lucy Westerner, and we also get Ranfield in this, played by Mark Gatiss, and yeah, it's a 3-part miniseries that played out through through 3 nights. So yeah, let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this one. So this aired on the BBC over here in the UK, but has premiered worldwide on Netflix, to my knowledge. Netflix around the world, BBC over here. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes. First of all, I like Claes Bang, am I pronouncing his name right, playing Dracula. He was really good as Dracula. I like the whole, when he's first a frail old man, like Gary Oldman was in Bram Stokers' Dracula from '92, to him slowly regaining his youth, and at some parts actually looked what I thought like Christopher Lee. Yeah, he looked like, turn the lamp on there, he looked like Christopher Lee, which I thought was kind of cool, and Christopher Lee was a good Dracula. And yeah, I just loved his performance as Dracula, and how he drank the blood from someone and gained a bit of their characteristics too when he drank their blood. And yeah, I liked it when he woke up in the modern day, in the present, and was all menacing and evil once again. I like that. I also like that they did a time jump in this, but again, at the same time, I don't like that they did a time jump. I like the whole gender bend. The whole change of gender they did on Van Helsing. Van Helsing has always been played by an old man, or an oldish looking man, or then reinvented into a young man. But yeah, they made Van Helsing a woman, which I thought was kind of an interesting take as well. Played by Dolly Wells. I thought she did a great performance as Agatha Van Helsing, then her descendant, in this, and she wanted Dracula's blood to cure herself because she was dying from an illness. We also see Dracula wanting to still have a companionship, and he fails with Mina and turns Lucy into a monster. And yeah, I guess I didn't really like that part of the story. I did like that they finally got Mark Gatiss into this, because I thought I was expecting him to come into it as a part in it, because like he did with Sherlock, he was Sherlock's brother in Sherlock. In this, he was Ranfield, Dracula's lawyer, and was his servant too. I like Mark Gatiss' performance in this for the limited time he was in it, but I just don't like how he was wasted in the final episode, and how he was... The third episode was the weakest out of the other two. I loved the first two episodes, but episode 3 was like... I kind of liked that they jumped to the present, but then I kind of didn't like that they... How it just went downhill from there. I thought the ending was a bit crap as well, but apparently it says on the Wikipedia page that Dracula has run from the 1st of January 2020 to the present, so hopefully we'll get more. So, I mean, they haven't said that about a second series yet. I can't find anything about a second series, but I really hope they do one. You know, I think they should do at least another series. You know, I just hope it doesn't take 2 years or every other year like Sherlock did. But this I found was a very interesting take on Dracula. If only the third episode had played out a bit better. But yeah, I like the dark gothicness to it. I like how it was greatly inspired by Bram Stokers' work in the first 2 episodes, and then they sort of took the Dracula brand and put him in the present like Dracula 2000. But yeah, I think we need to see more of this. I'm eager to see if they will do more. But for now, Dracula, it was a fairly decent series. It's just the third episode really let it down for me. So, my ratings, I'm going to give Dracula... Well, I usually say Machetes, but in this case, I'm going to give Dracula, the miniseries, you know what, I'll give it 3.5 steaks out of 5, because it was, like I say, a good one. So, yeah, so Revolting Reviews is back in full swing, so, yeah, have you seen the miniseries Dracula? It's been over a month now since it aired, so I'm sure I haven't given too much away about it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description, so feel free to check all that out. And yeah, I've been Random Ross, and this has been Revolting Review, so until next time, don't have nightmares.